The first time he saw her storm into the office, commanding the room with a confidence that made everyone else shrink into their chairs, something inside him tensed and twisted. Mark had been a single dad for 5 years, juggling his demanding job and raising his 6-year-old daughter alone, surviving on little sleep, stubborn determination, and the quiet hope that life could get easier. And then came Emma, his new female boss, ruthless, brilliant, and impossible to ignore. Every task she assigned felt like a test of endurance, every glance a challenge he couldn't quite meet. She pushed him to his limits, driving him crazy with her expectations, her sharp words cutting deeper than she probably intended. And yet, somewhere beneath the stress and irritation, there was a pull he couldn't understand, a magnetic tension that made his heart pound at the most inconvenient moments. If you believe in kindness, second chances, or love that surprises when you least expect it, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma Diary. Mark's life had been a series of long nights and early mornings, of missed school plays and hurried dinners, of learning to hide exhaustion behind a professional smile. Raising a child alone was not just a challenge, it was a battle that demanded every ounce of patience and courage he had. Emma, with her sharp suits and sharper mind, seemed to exist in a world that had no room for tired, overworked single dads. Meetings that lasted hours, deadlines that never ended, expectations that felt impossible, it all threatened to break him. He found himself constantly on edge, his mind a battlefield between frustration and a strange, growing admiration he didn't know how to handle. Then came the night that changed everything. Mark had stayed late at the office, trying to finish a report that had been derailed by a string of unexpected emergencies. The office was quiet except for the hum of computers and the distant city lights flickering against the glass walls. Emma appeared at the doorway, her expression softer than he had ever seen, her eyes searching his with an intensity that caught him off guard. She walked toward him slowly, and for a moment, the world seemed to pause. Mark could feel every heartbeat echoing in his chest, every suppressed emotion clawing to the surface. Without warning, she leaned forward and kissed him. It was sudden, electric, and completely transformative. In that single moment, years of tension, frustration, and silent longing melted away. The kiss was not just an act, it was a revelation. From that night on, everything began to shift. Mark still struggled with the demands of his life, still fought against exhaustion and doubt, but there was now a new energy pushing him forward. Emma's presence was no longer intimidating, it was comforting, grounding, and inspiring. She began to show a side that very few saw, a caring, understanding, and unexpectedly warm woman who seemed to understand the struggles he had carried silently for years. Their interactions became moments of connection rather than conflict, moments where vulnerability was met with empathy, and where laughter could finally replace tension. Yet life was never simple. Mark worried constantly about his daughter, about maintaining the fragile balance between work, love, and parenthood. Emma never intruded on his life, but she supported it quietly, helping him find small moments of relief, bringing coffee to the office when she knew he hadn't slept, leaving notes of encouragement when deadlines threatened to crush him. Slowly, Mark began to realize that love was not about perfection or grand gestures, it was about presence, understanding, and the courage to trust someone with your heart. The turning point came unexpectedly. One evening, as Mark rushed home from work, he found his daughter sitting on the porch, a small bouquet of wildflowers in her hands, smiling from ear to ear. "Daddy, look," she said. "Emma said she wants us to be happy." In that moment, Mark realized that Emma had not just entered his life, she had become a part of it, intertwined with the delicate, beautiful chaos of fatherhood. The walls he had built around his heart began to crumble, leaving space for hope, for love, and for a future he hadn't dared to imagine. Time passed, and their connection deepened. They faced challenges, of course, misunderstandings, lingering insecurities, the fear of losing what they had found, but every struggle strengthened the bond between them. Mark learned that love could be both fierce and gentle, demanding yet forgiving, and that the right person would never try to take away your struggles but would help you carry them. Emma's kiss had been the spark, but her unwavering support became the fire that lit a new path for their lives. And so, in the quiet moments after long days, Mark would find himself watching Emma help his daughter with homework, laughing at small jokes, or simply standing by him when the world felt overwhelming. His heart, once heavy with exhaustion and doubt, now soared with gratitude and joy. The single dad who had once felt alone in the world discovered that love could arrive unexpectedly, transforming life's chaos into something beautiful, hopeful, and enduring. If this story touched your heart, please engage with this video, like, comment, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that love and kindness can change everything. And before you leave a comment about a moment when someone unexpectedly changed your life. You never know who might read it and feel inspired. Because sometimes, the person who drives you crazy can also be the one who saves you in ways you never imagined.